Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Green and Gorgeous. We're cutting it close tonight, even though we were 30 minutes late. I know we are not on our scheduled time, but we do appreciate those that are either rewatching this tomorrow, hopefully, or those that are taking the time out of Thursday Night Football to join us tonight here on YouTube. I mean, who wants to watch the Vikings get stomped by the Eagles anyways? I know Tori does, but, anyone else?
Yeah, no, I hope both teams lose. That's what I posted on my Instagram earlier. It was the picture of the guy holding the sign that was like, I hope both teams lose. And I'm like, yep, that's a mood. That is a mood.
I mean, can't. I don't mind the Eagles. My boyfriend, if he's watching this, is going to absolutely hate that I just said that.
Well, that's his fault for being a Cowboys fan, but
yeah, can't help that.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, Emily, I'm kind of surprised that you don't want to watch the Eagles win.
That's fair.
The Eagles fans are incredibly annoying, and I don't like dealing with that. So
I think they're hilarious.
My thing is and ultimately I do hope the Eagles end up winning just so that way Minnesota falls to 0-2. We have a little bit better, more comfort, cushion, whatever. But then, of course, it's the Eagles fans are just like, yeah, this is our season again. And it's like,
But here's the thing, Emily. From someone growing up in Minnesota, the Vikings fans will be the same exact way if they win.
Absolutely. Especially if they beat the team that was in the Super Bowl last year. They're like, oh, this is it.
They're like, damn, this is it.
Oh, yeah. Especially on Monday morning after the beatdown that Dallas gave the Giants. It was brutal.
That was pretty bad.
Everybody here is just Super Bowl bound, buying the tickets, and it's week one.
Getting the tattoos or something.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like Dallas fans do.
Look, the defense is running, so Dak can do nothing.
So I have Dak on my team, and he got me 6 points because the defense got 40.
Yeah.
He was not on the field. And luckily I have Pollard also, so he got me some points. But Dak literally got me 6.
So Dak is my backup quarterback in one of my leagues, and I'm so glad I didn't start him. Because
this was a weird week in general for quarterbacks.
It was so weird.
If I say name the top 5 from last week, you might name one of them.
Tyreek Hill.
Well, quarterbacks. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Tua. Tua was on my mind to say.
I wouldn't have named Tua though. For top 5 for last week.
He had almost 500 yards.
But I'm saying if you named him without knowing how the outcome was, you would not guess Tua.
Yeah. Yeah, I had I faced Joe Burrow in all 3 leagues, which that's never happened before.
Damn.
And I
Lucky
had already
you.
basically won all of them. There was the point spread was so bad, and I had Rodgers starting. Obviously we know what happened, and I still ended up winning by 70 points. So he did not have a good team. So, and immediately I swapped him for Love, and I was like, we just rolling with it. I have no other choice. I don't want to roll with Geno Smith, so I trust in Love way more.
And Love we
trust. Do you
trust.
guys have Jordan Love in any of your leagues? I know this is off topic, but I do.
Just the one now. Yeah, just the one.
I was looking at picking them up because I really don't like the quarterbacks I have honestly in any of my leagues. Mm-hmm. But I have Dak in 2 leagues. I have Kirk Cousins in 2 leagues and stuff. Today I had to choose Dak against the Jets or Kirk against the Eagles in prime time, and I'm like,
Who did you choose?
I went with Kirk, honestly.
Really?
The Eagles have 3 players out on defense right now.
But Kirk has 2 offensive linemen out.
So here's the thing. Kirk, although he turns the ball over, can still manage to get 15 points, 17 points. Last week he fumbled 2 or 3 times, and he still got 17 points. So it's he'll get
Fair
numbers because my running back game is so solid. I have 3 solid running backs in my league. I have at least one pretty good wide receiver in every league. some I have 2. Like, I'm feeling okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm 3-0 in fantasy right now for my leagues.
Same here.
I think I won 2 and lost 2 last week. I'm in too many leagues.
3 is too much. Like,
I'm
that's
in
my cat.
I'm in 4 and I will never do it again. And I don't know who to tell next year. I'm not doing this league again. Because like one's a dynasty. I'll keep my dynasty for sure. But then I have like a Packers Twitter league. And
I'm in one of those,
I have a league that my brother asked me last minute to be in. And I don't want to be like, hey, not going to be in this league again next year to my brother. And like my dad's in it and then some friends. So it's like I know everybody in it. And then the last one is Troy's family's football league, like fantasy league. So I'm like, I feel committed to every single one of these and I don't want to be.
That's fair.
Yeah, that is fair.
Yeah, it's tough. But anyways, obviously we all saw week 1. We continue to beat the Bears and are better than the Bears yet again. So how are you guys feeling about the Packers? Do you think that the Packers are the real deal? Do you think this was just a game against the Bears and the Bears are really bad? I feel like that's another topic. The Bears are really
it was embarrassing. Like hearing their fans boo them by the third quarter.
Yeah.
It's like
and the line to leave.
Music to my ears.
That.
Oh my God, that was good. I'll be the pessimistic person here. I'm not 100% sold. I think that the Bears just played that terrible. Like, I think we took advantage of it, and I'm glad we did. But there was still some, like, bumps, I feel like, in the road. Like, some hiccups, coaching-wise, playing-wise. I think Love did fine, and he did outplay Fields, which, I mean, he proved Emily and I wrong from last week. And he definitely looked more comfortable, but I feel like we're just raw overall. And I think that's just from our age. Like, we're young.
I feel like the fact that we lost Aaron Jones for a little bit was, like, concerning to me.
Oh, my God, yeah, that hamstring grab. I got so scared.
I mean, I was scared on that too. I was like, Green Bay's hamstrings.
First of all, we need to talk to like their trainers because why are there so many hamstring injuries?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what are we doing?
No, there is so many. You need to work on something out there.
We do. But I was just like, why are we not using Aaron Jones? You know, when we first came out and we were using Aaron Jones, we were doing really well. And then it was just like, is Aaron Jones on the field with us?
Didn't that happen at the beginning last year too? Like we used him and then it's like we just like let him sit down for a while and it's like why? Like he is a bread and butter right now to us.
Yeah. I think the funniest thing was that when they showed the little thing across the screen, like when we marched down on the first drive, scored, and then they're like, how many times in 2022 did we score on an opening drive? And it was 1. And so we've already matched that for this year. So I'm like, it can only get better.
Like the bar was pretty low. I feel like last year.
Yeah, it was a good game. Like I will say I got a little bit of nervous because I just get kind of wishy-washy sometimes, but I was pleasantly surprised. But I was so excited because the Bear fans just could not get our name out of their mouth all
Oh my God, that felt so good. Like how many Bears fans deactivated their Twitter?
Yeah.
How many Bears fans went to sleep crying?
I hope the limit does not exist.
One of them. I hope every one of them.
One of my very good friends, like from middle school, is a Bears fan. I say this lightly. He is a light Bears fan because he, of course, we're in Kansas City. So, of course, on Sundays, he's wearing Chiefs stuff. But he is a Bears fan. And me either, ever, over my dead body. But he texted me in the morning on Sunday, and he was like, good morning. And I was like, we're not friends today. Don't talk to me. because I'm just like, I just don't want to hear this. I've had enough over the last, over the off season. I've heard nothing but Bears fans. Justin Fields is it. We're going to be so good this year. We're going to beat the Packers. The Packers don't stand a chance. New Kings of the North, blah, blah, blah. All off season. And they really had their feet in their mouths.
Oh my God. First of all, to be a Bears fan and think, okay, we're going to beat the Packers. So we're the Kings of the North. You still have to get through the Vikings and the Lions too, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't see you guys beating them either.
I think it was funny because one of my best friends, she's a Bears fan. And so leading up to it, we, I was like, we'll see. We'll see. That's all I was saying. I was like, I'm not making any bets. We'll see. And then I texted her afterwards and was like, good game. And she left me on red. But to be fair, she's in the Bahamas, to be fair. But
I still texted people back when I was in Jamaica, but that was just me.
Literally. That's where I was going with that, was obviously I FaceTime him right at halftime. Does not answer. And I'm like, okay. So I sent him a text and I was like, hey friend, no response. Then of course, after the game, I try FaceTiming him. Nothing, no response, no text back. And then the following day, it's just the longest text message known to man from him. And he's like, we need a new head coach. We need this. We need that. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God.
So funny.
So it's just funny how they always want to start, obviously Dylan and I have had this going since middle school where it's back and forth. But the people on Twitter are just a whole other thing. And then when there's that occasional one sane Bears fan on Twitter, then all the rest of the Bears fans are like, oh, why don't you just go be a Packers fan? And it's no, because I'll actually sit here and have a conversation with this one because he's actually making sense. And the rest of you are just completely idiots. But back to the game, I was very happy with the way that we played. I was very happy with the way that we looked, especially Jordan Love. Of course, there's things, there's going to be bumps in the road. There's going to be things that need to be worked out. And I think that comes with having the young team, the new quarterback, and all of that. But for week one, I don't think it could have really gone any better.
I think for week one, that was really good for sure.
Yeah, week one was
that was a good start for our rookies, our young guys to get that feel. It was definitely a good start.
And I think to really pump them up and have a good locker room feeling,
Definitely.
I think that really probably helped a lot.
Yeah, because we lost week one last year against the Vikings, and then we lost it the year before against the Saints. And so I think it's been a couple years since we've won a week one matchup.
Damn.
So
yeah. And that's part of the reason why I was so nervous, because I was like, oh, week one is always all over the place, for everyone. And then it's we always lose week one, at least the last couple years. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, week one Bears, all this shit talking over the off season. And I mean, you of course have those nerves because you don't know what to expect, because what you're seeing in training camp is something totally different than what you're seeing in an actual game.
Yeah.
But on that note, let's talk about our studs and duds of the game. Emily and I have the same one, so
awkward.
I was like, I'm not even filling this out.
I feel I mean, unfortunately, especially for me, the duds was kind of obvious, so I went with something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, someone. Go ahead.
I'll say the first one. I said Jordan Love. I thought I was very impressed with him. We talked about it last week that I was really thinking he was going to throw potentially 70 interceptions. We just didn't know. And I was really impressed because he did keep his calm, cool, collective. He was in control. There was not the, F it, someone's down there type of throws that we've been used to. It was just a completely different version of the game that we've seen the past 17 years.
I'll be honest, I was surprised he didn't throw an interception. I was thinking he would throw 2 touchdowns and an interception. That was my thought for his stats. And so I'm happy about that.
Yeah. Who's our other one, Haley?
Aaron Jones, for obvious reasons. You give the ball to Aaron Jones, good things are going to happen. You forget that Aaron Jones is a running back for the Green Bay Packers when you're the head coach. And
I don't know how, but
yeah,
I don't know how either, because I'm sitting here and I'm like, give the fucking ball to Jones.
Right? Like, if I can see it, how can you not?
Like, literally. Yeah. Like Troy, I think Troy had called me and he was like, well, what's going on? Because he was driving back home from Nebraska. And I was just like, we were doing great. And then like they stopped giving Aaron Jones the ball. Now we're doing nothing. Mm-hmm. And he was like, you know, I'm sitting here and I'm just complaining about how Aaron Jones doesn't have the ball. And then when we got off the phone, it's like they started using Aaron Jones.
It was like boom, boom, boom,
yeah.
boom. It was like shoving it down our throats.
Yes. I was like, thank you. Finally. I mean, it doesn't matter if he's running the ball, if he's catching the ball. It doesn't matter.
Just needs to be on the field.
Yes, please. Mm-hmm. Because unfortunately, our dud is really going to upset Tori.
It is really going to upset me. It's not going to upset me because, like, yes, mm-hmm. I agree, but like, I love him so much.
I know, and I do too. Like, it's Dylan, and the only reason is just because he was not going anywhere. But he is not a September running back. He is a winter month running back, and I think he plays not the best in September, October. So it was just kind of disappointing because I love him so much. I love his wife. Like, I love the community that they've put together in Green Bay and Door County. And so it breaks my heart saying that because that's my boy. That's the guy I drafted in my rookie draft, and I've held on to him, but it was just disappointing to see him
not his best
1-2 go down.
Mm-hmm. So when I saw studs and duds on our outline for this week, I'm going to be honest. I was like, I don't even want to do that because I don't want to talk badly about AJ Dillon.
Literally, though. I know. I was like, do I start it next week?
I was like, no, I don't want to talk bad about him. I'm not talking bad. It's just
we love AJ.
We love him. Here. We love him.
He underperformed based on what we are used to from AJ Dillon.
Yes, we know he is capable of more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like on Sunday, I feel like he just looked like a huge man with a football. Like, that's what it was giving. It wasn't giving anything more.
And we want more for him.
We do, because we know he can do more. We know he can. But
we still love him.
I don't know. My stud for this week was, after seeing how terrible the Bears O-line was, I think our offensive line did very well. Keeping our quarterback, who's pretty raw, very comfortable in the pocket, giving him the time he needs to make these throws. Those are my studs. Every single one of them did a very good job with that. And you go.
He went down once, right?
I think they didn't get to him often.
I want to say it was that one where it was like he knew better than to take the hit, but he still took the hit.
Yeah. I think there was only one time that he felt like actually got
like pressured.
Yeah, I think really honestly it was only one time.
For sure. And then, I mean, for my dud, I went with more of the last 22 seconds of the first half really bothered me because Love got sacked like we were talking about, and there was 22 seconds left, and we had a timeout, and like we had to make a 52-yard field goal. And like we have this like rookie kicker that I'm not 100% sure about yet.
I don't think
and I'm like,
is.
And we had an extra down still. It was third down. Yeah. And I'm like, why not try throw the ball and get a little bit closer and make a shorter field goal? You know, we had the time, we had a timeout. And so for me, like that pissed me off. And then they called the timeout with like 4 seconds left and the guys snapped the ball. So their plan was to run a play and they just did not have the time management for it. Like it was kind of really shitty.
Time management is always something, in my opinion.
Definitely.
I think that's one like frustrating part about being a Packers fan is it's Mike McCarthy time management, Matt LaFleur time management.
Literally was talking about Mike McCarthy time management today with a patient.
It's so frustrating. I talk about it all the time, obviously, with with Troy because he's a Cowboys fan. I'm like,
it's like I relate to you, bud.
Because
yeah. I will say the other thing about Love was that it was refreshing that he was snapping the ball with more than 0 seconds on the clock. Like we have seen so often that it would literally like cause me to just
anxiety
when it's like 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, snap. So I enjoyed that a lot more.
For sure.
Yeah. I think it was just refreshing like to see young players that want to be there.
Yeah, no, they played with like heart out there, which was really good.
And like you can tell, you know, after the game when they're in the locker room and they release the video of like him getting the game ball, and it's just like you can tell that these people really stand behind their quarterback. And obviously we saw that in the offseason, like with what they were saying about Jordan Love. But it's just like you can see that so much in the way that this team plays, in the way that this team is celebrating, in the way that they're holding one another.
A good locker room is gonna like show on the field.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So
and I'm just glad that we have that.
Cohesion.
Yeah, because I mean, I do feel like it was like a little divided with like the more veteran seasoned players and our young guys, you know, the last years. So it's nice to see because we don't have many seasoned guys.
Right.
We have babies.
We have babies.
But we love it. We love it.
Yes.
So Thirsty Thursday is a little bit different this week. I'm going to go with my very usual answer.
Oh God, surprise, surprise.
Jair Alexander, can we talk about his very legal hit to Justin Fields that really got this game heated? Because that's my
Oh my God, yes, that was
absolutely.
That was
they're getting chippy out there.
They were like having to hold both of like them back.
Well, did you guys see like after Jair steps out of bounds and then all the defenders come to him and then he's like holding the back of their collars and
literally like I was like damn, it's rivalry week, man.
I know. I was like, yes, this is exactly how I wanted this to go. Thank you for
because they probably saw all the shit people were talking too. Like
obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, it was even the players and then him. He was like, get ready to win. I'm like, win what? Because like you guys are still awful. Well, Justin Fields has weapons now. Oh, really? You traded the first round pick for that because he did nothing. Was he even on the field?
I'm like, you should have like that was my thought. I was like, you should probably have used your first round pick
for someone. Yeah. Chase Claypool, DJ Moore. I mean, it was just nothing was clicking.
It wasn't it. Nothing. Yeah.
Nothing.
Love to see it though.
Absolutely.
I mean, we do. But then like I am very much an empathetic type of person where I'm like, I kind of feel bad for Justin Fields right now.
Couldn't be me.
But then I was like, but no, I don't because of all the shit that was talked. But then I'm like, is it Justin Fields or is it just the Bears?
The only thing that I would sit right here on is the fact that they said that I guess Jordan Love reached out to Fields to get better tickets for his mom, and he
did it. That was
stand up. Will that ever happen again?
Well, they talk like the two of them talk.
Yeah,
they were saying
I think they trained this off season.
Yeah, they trained together in the off season. Yeah.
So
I mean, it shows for Jordan Love, but not really. Did they actually train together?
As for my Thirsty Thursday, to keep this ball rolling, mine was the video the Packers tweeted out with Rashawn Gary's entrance, walking in just like straight face, glasses on, suitcase, and he like passed like 5 people. I was like, this man means business today, and that's what we need. Business. He was ready from the moment he walked in there, and it showed. He had 5 pressures. He got to the quarterback like at least twice. And I'm pretty sure he was on like a snap count or something too. Like he did not play the entire game. So I
was,
I loved it. I was like, that mentality though, right there. Like he is going for blood today.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say mine would be LVN with his sack that he just came out of nowhere and just flipped Justin Fields on his butt. Like that was out of nowhere, which made me excited because last week I was like, which rookie do you think is going to come out? And I was like,
you were talking about him.
Yeah, and he did. So I was very happy, which like that man can run. So once he gets a little bit more seasoned, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
I will also add in quick the Bakhtiari flipping off. The Bears fans who were flipping him off, though.
Yeah.
Big fan of that.
Absolutely.
100% he's getting fined for that, but
he's got the money for it, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I would do it too if I were him.
Oh, 100%. I mean, yeah.
It's just
respectfully.
It just really brought back that I own you.
Yes, and that's what I was getting to. It's like that I own you mentality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because it came from that like one Bears fan flipping off Rodgers.
Yeah,
and, like that's when he said like saw red basically.
Yeah. And that's exactly what that made me think of. I was like, okay, well, Rodgers is gone, so this is fair for Bakhtiari to just be like, I've been here this whole time, so I'm still here.
Oh my God, though. But speaking of Rodgers.
Yeah. Can we talk about how in the first 4 snaps Rodgers' season ended?
Were you guys sad?
I was. I know that like previously, obviously, as far as Aaron Rodgers being a Packer, I was over it. I was ready to move on. But that does not change the fact of all the things that Aaron Rodgers, and it never has, but it does not change the fact of all the things that Rodgers has done for our organization.
Definitely.
That he is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in the NFL. And that I was genuinely excited to watch Aaron Rodgers have fun playing football again.
I was for the AFC. I was rooting for the Jets because I was like, the Jets were about a quarterback away from being a pretty good team. I think their defense is solid. They have a pretty good they have good wide receivers. And they just needed that guy. And like the look, like that tweet that went out of like the coach's face, the fan's face, just like, I can't believe this happened. Like, oh my God. I was rooting for him because I feel like he deserves a Super Bowl.
He deserves to be happy.
Yeah. I wish I would have set this out before the podcast, but I have an Aaron Rodgers Jets jersey in my closet.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I'm surprised. I'll say it.
I know, the biggest Rodgers hater last year.
Yeah, literally. You talk so much shit about him and his nipples.
I didn't talk shit about his nipples. I liked that. I was like, wow, Aaron Rodgers is having fun, but at the same time, this dude is not serious about the Packers right now. And that was so clear. It's just like being in a toxic relationship and knowing that it's toxic, but still having
you still care
love
for
that person and wanting them well, right? So like you let them go on and then you still are rooting for them or whatever you want to compare it to, but it's the same thing. I mean, even though I was done with Rodgers being a Packer, I was ready for Jordan Love. I still enjoy the man, all the years of football I got to watch. So
how many people reached out to you asking if you were okay?
At least 4 when it immediately happened.
Yeah.
Like and every single patient I've seen this week.
that night when it happened, like my phone was blowing up and everyone was like, are you okay? What's going on? And then after the news came out that it was the Achilles tear, then my phone started blowing up again. And I think the only way that I can talk about it is that if he was still on our team, I would have called in this whole week. Like it would have.
Emily.
I would not be at work.
We all know that you're the emotional one here.
Literally.
I would have been under this blanket, like watching Rodgers highlights.
I'm just like picturing like Mean Girls, like sweatshirt, glasses.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I would have not have come to work. Like it would have wrecked me. And I think the only thing I can say is that like it sucks so bad because of the fact that I wanted him to succeed. Like I
so badly.
did. I also kind of wanted to see like if he didn't do good, would the New York media turn on him? And if his players did not catch the ball, would he do the Jim from The Office camera look? Like, I was kind of curious about those things, to be honest.
Important details.
Yes. Yeah. And so watching the rest of the game just felt like I was like in delusion. Like, it was a terrible game. But
it was a terrible game.
It was
it felt so weird. It felt so weird watching the game.
It felt like this was like preseason. Like I'm watching preseason again. I'm like, this isn't a real game.
Yeah.
Like there's not a starting quarterback out there. There's a motherfucker out there. Like a literal motherfucker out there.
Well, and then you're watching, like you see Roger's face and then it's just like, oh my God, was this it? Like, did we go through, all
I
of
don't
this?
think it's it. I've had people say they're like, I think he'll retire. I'm like, he will not retire on that if he did not retire at Lambeau. Like he does. He's like, I need to make up for that. I feel like he being the very spiritual person he is. He's like, I can't go out like that. And he went there for a reason.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm with you guys, but it's just like that look on his face is just
heartbreaking.
It was like, It was the look to the sideline and like the head shake. He's like, I can't do it. Because he's played on injury for so long with us.
Yeah.
He had 2 years ago, like a broken leg. His thumb was all messed up last year. He's had ribs, collarbones, like so many things. But
the options are endless.
And that rehab, let me tell you, I have seen Achilles patients, multiple Achilles patients. That rehab is shitty. Like I do not like it. It is a long protocol. Yeah. But luckily, like that's literally his job. Like he's getting rehabbed multiple times a day, every single day. Yeah. So he'll hopefully have a little quicker one than like our patients that we see on like a 2 to 3 time weekly basis. But
yeah, I know that's a tough injury and he's older. So it's a tough one. It was sad. I was sad about it. I want to see it. And
were y'all ever thinking that it would be like the Bears game where he came back at halftime and just
that was them? Like literally. So yes and no, because like when you see the replay in slow motion, you can literally see that thing blowing like a spring. So it's like
a rubber band.
Literally, you see his foot is like planted in the dirt, going up, and when his other foot comes across and hits his calf, it just went. Poof.
Yeah.
And so like that angle is like no, but like part of me in the back of my head is gonna be like, this is the my knee kind of game, like you know. But yeah,
they're gonna load him up with perks, and he's gonna come back swinging. But then, like you said, like it started to get a little bit more clear that I was like, he's done, and it's not just he's done for tonight; he's done for the season.
I had a feeling. I don't know. I feel like just seeing his face was like that. Is something very wrong because I mean, like we said, he's someone that's played through injuries with us. And when he gives that look, it's just like,
Yeah.
So
speaking of injuries, do you guys think Jones' hamstring will be okay for our game on Sunday?
I don't know. He hasn't played all week long.
Yeah. Like he has not been practicing.
Right. And then you look at it also from, this is week 2. Do we really want to risk further injury if it's not truly?
But 100%? Like also how Dylan unfortunately performed last week. It's like I can see him being like, we need this guy.
Yeah,
I mean, know. Well, and Watson's out, so
Dobbs is questionable again. Guess what? They all have hamstring injuries.
They're doing something.
Something's wrong. I'm gonna go up there and have a talk with somebody.
Can we send Matt LaFleur like a bunch of like honey baked hams and just see if like he gets the idea that something's not right?
Here's some hams for your hammies.
Literally. Let me go up there and give you guys a workout routine or something because something's not clicking up here.
Yeah.
We have had such an issue with injuries like every fucking year though. Like I swear we all like there's injuries all the time.
It has to be the training because there's really no other reason why.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I love my job. I really do. But I would go work up there for them if need be.
I was gonna say Tori for Packers trainer.
Yeah. We'll attach it to the honey baked hams.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And just attach my business card. My business card.
There you go. That's perfect.
A 2-for-1.
There you go.
Honey baked hams are expensive, though. Can we just
need to GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Crowdfunding.
Right.
We need help raising money for the hamstrings.
I can't donate my own, so this will have to do.
Speaking of hamstrings, should we tell the people who's going to be on our show next week?
Ooh.
Dun, 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 dun.
Anyone? Or you want me to do it?
Well, you say everything else. You might as well.
I do 1/3 of the talking, to be fair. Christian Watson's mom, Krista, will be joining us next Thursday live on our show at 7:00, and I am super excited. She is so sweet. I love that she is very sassy also, like to people on Twitter, because they deserve it. Like, who do they think they are talking to anyone like that on Twitter, let alone Christian Watson's mom? So yeah, make sure that you all are tuning in next Thursday at 7:00 Central Time to see Krista.
Yes, that's so exciting.
So exciting.
Very exciting. So exciting, yeah.
Hopefully we'll get to talk about how her boy is going to be playing. That's my hope. I want
that was my
so bad.
That was my hope too when I scheduled this with her. I was like, please let it fall to where when she's on the show, he's playing, and we don't have to talk about his injury because I don't want to. Who wants to talk about that? I want to talk about how great he's being, how explosive he's been, and all the things. So fingers crossed, maybe this will be the juju that we need to get us there, is her being on the show next week.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
So we play the Falcons in Atlanta at noon. Who do you think will stand out in this game more, offense or the defense?
I'm going to go with the defense. I was kind of looking at the stat lines of their defense and stuff, and Ritter didn't really impress me a ton. He as the quarterback, he had a decent completion percentage, but not many yards. They're very short. And I feel like our defense did so much better this last game than we've seen, I feel in kind of a while. So I'm hoping that kind of carries over and our defense will kind of shine a little bit more.
Emily, what are you thinking?
I'm a hope for offense. Keep it rolling. Keep getting Jordan Love comfortable and continue to score more points and hopefully maybe get more people involved. I did like how we did get Musgrave, Reed, a couple of them involved. So I'm hoping that continues. So I hope for
definitely.
The offense.
And I hope for both. I'll take them both.
Right. I'm going to agree with Tori on this one, given the injuries that our offense is facing. I think it's going to be really hard, not really hard, but it's going to be hard for our offense to be better than our defense if Jones is out. And then, of course, Dobbs being questionable, which I'm hoping that this is just he's
a
questionable
quick didn't
for
practice, gave him a rest or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Just
I think they
Chiari.
think someone in there Watson or Dobbs has to play, and so I feel they're gonna try and get one of them to regardless.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go defense on this one, as long as our defense keeps doing well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So who do you guys see standing out in this game? So of course we talked about, offense versus defense. Let's go. Who's going to stand out the most player wise?
I wanted to say Watson or Dobbs, and when we were filling out this outline and stuff, Dobbs was not questionable. And so I do think Dobbs is going to end up playing, though, or at least one of them. So I see whoever ends up being our like wide receiver 1 for that game is going to have like a good time, because I feel like the Falcons defense against the pass like is not that well. Like they are only ranked 25th. So, and I like Watson's quicker than Bates and Hawkins for the Falcons. So if Watson's playing, I'm hoping that we can get some separation and more deep balls.
Yes.
We love deep balls.
Here
we go again.
Go with a wild card and say, I hope that our kicker continues to show out, because to be honest, I was very nervous, but the fact that he not only did not miss a field goal or like did not miss the extra points, but the fact that he made it from 52 yards and they said that it could have been good from 60.
He fucking nailed it. Like that nervous. Thing was a bullet down the line. Like that was gorgeous. What a kick.
And I know we don't Crosby slander on this thing, but I don't know if he could have made it. I don't know.
But at the same time, can you imagine being the kicker that follows Mason Crosby?
It's like the quarterback that follows Aaron Rodgers almost. Like, you know, like the pressure's on.
But you want to know what the difference is? Mason Crosby is the all-time highest scorer.
Yes, definitely.
It definitely breaks my heart that he had posted that video and he was like, you know, this is the first time not like ready to suit up for you know, a team. And it's like I love the guy so much, and like you're right, like kisses for him, respect for him because of what he's done for the organization.
Definitely.
And I think all hell would have broken loose if the kicker, I keep wanting to call him like Anderson Carlson, but I know that's not his name. I will learn it. But I think all hell would have broken loose if he would have missed a couple. Like, I think they would have been calling Crosby and just been like, hey, you busy next Sunday?
Dude, like, yes, Emily, like him like saying about like the suiting up and stuff. It is so hard hanging up like those cleats for the last time and like thinking like this is the last time playing the sport that I've literally played my entire life. Like I remember like when I quit basketball for like the first, like I was playing it until I was like 16, until I focused on softball. And like, I remember just like even telling my parents, I'm like, I think I'm done. And it was heartbreaking for like me. I was like, I can't believe it, but like, it's over. Like that whole phase of my life is done with now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I feel so bad.
It is really surreal. Like just knowing that something's your last time, and who knows if he knew that it was his last time.
That's fair. Yeah. Like, or was it just a, hey, we're going to like get someone else kind of deal?
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like he kind of
pretty
knew.
Quiet. Like it was, I mean, I'm sure he had a feeling. I think he was kind of waiting out Rodgers also.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the exit was very quiet.
For sure. Yeah, no, because I remember when his wife tweeted out about like everyone was like, wait, I'm sorry, what? Like you guys did what? Like what? What about Green Bay? Like, are you guys done?
Yeah.
That was very shocking.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's hard, but I'm excited to see. And I also saw the reports today that we also have like, was it like the heaviest team and like the youngest team? And it's kind of like those are really odd statistics, but let's roll with it.
I mean, let's do what we can do, man.
Like, yay for us being the heaviest team. I don't really know what that means.
How did they determine heaviest team? Did they add everyone's weight up?
They just made them all stand on like a giant freight scale.
I'm just like, how did we determine this?
They actually had me stand on the scale first just to help out.
Oh my god.
Oh hush. It's office style.
He's like
they had to do the weight loss.
Yeah, like literally, I'm picturing The Office, like where they're all like yelling at someone.
Yeah. We're gonna make weight.
Oh my goodness.
Haley, who do you think's gonna show out?
Well, it's hard to say. I was going Dobbs, of course, with Watson being out. If Dobbs truly is hurt and not playing this week, like, I don't know. I feel like it truly is just a let's give him a rest day because he was injured prior to Sunday type of thing, because I also saw Bakhtiari was on the list because of his knee, but
isn't he like living on the list though?
Yeah. So that's why I was like, okay, well, maybe that's why Dobbs is there, because I mean, Bakhtiari didn't have a new injury that anybody knows about, but obviously with his injury. So I'm hoping Dobbs. I'm really hoping Watson. I'm super excited to see him play with Jordan Love. I think the two, I mean, Tori said it earlier. I think there's going to be a lot of deep balls with the two of them, and I'm really excited. Deep balls. Should Watson be out? Should Dobbs be out? I would love, as you all have heard me say, to see Tori, of course. I don't know. I like him. I was just really impressed with what I saw, from him 2 preseasons ago. And I feel like our young wide receivers are so good that it sucks that we don't get to see more Torre. But that's someone that I am excited about and hope to see more of.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where I'm standing on that. I hope that everyone is healthy and that we get to see Watson soon, if not this weekend. I'm excited about this team. Like, it's
that first game
refreshing.
made me a little bit more optimistic, but yeah, like I am excited to see. I'm like, okay, so at least we can beat the Bears. So.
I would say if there's one team that like I wish we could beat, it would be the Bears. But then I feel like
I don't know. Part of me is like also the Vikings.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if I say that, I'm sounding like a Bears fan, and it's like our Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's like beating them as our Super. Yeah, no, because it would be harder if it was our Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. It would be a lot harder.
Yeah, I will say whenever. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I just was glad that we beat them week 1 after all that shit this offseason.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say it was funny because I woke up Monday morning and after I looked at the score, the first thing I said was, "I'm really glad we don't play Dallas this year."
Dang, yeah.
That was the only thought that went through my head. Besides, like, the Giants, what did they do? But I'm really glad we don't play Dallas. Like,
right.
The Giants were awful. I mean, then I was like, okay, are the Giants this bad, or is Dallas defense that good?
Yeah, for sure. That's the question, man. I mean, guess we'll find out.
Also, this might sound bad, but I'm glad that Aaron Rodgers is not playing Dallas this year either.
Okay, super quick. You want to know what like one of my first thoughts was? So Mahomes and Rodgers will just never play.
Never.
They'll never play each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like someone's always going to be hurt.
I have a coworker's brother that said that he bought tickets to this week's game here in Dallas specifically to see Rodgers.
Oh no!
And
do you know how expensive the tickets were because of Rodgers?
Dude,
$500 to $800.
I've spent $500 on tickets to see the Chiefs and the Packers, so I could see Mahomes and Rodgers, just for them to be worth $100 after the announcement of them not playing.
Yeah,
because I was gonna go because my brother and I talked about it, and I'm like, I'm down to go. And then we looked at, and it was like Upper Bowl 4th level was like $599, and I was like,
can't do it.
Yeah, not doing it.
No,
we were gonna go to the Colorado USC game, and we looked at the ticket. So before they won the game, it was like $193 a person, and then they won the game, and it was $400 a person. It was like, never mind.
Oh my god!
Ouch! Ouch!
Damn.
So yeah, but there's football on, so I'm hopefully going to go watch the Vikings lose. That would be a perfect ending to my Thursday night.
Right.
But next week we have Christian Watson's mom, Krista, on the show. So make sure that you tune in for that Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Yeah, we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.